Happy Thursday. Grand rising into this Jupiter day, this powerful energy that has been exhausting me. This is why I have not been around doing my live videos in these past days. And a few of my soul sisters have been reaching out to me, asking me if I'm okay. I am okay. I am not unwell. I stepped away from the fray. And the reason why I step out of the fray is never because of illness. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I even had like a sore throat. I don't get sick. I step away from the fray so that I can keep those portals closed when I need to integrate new information, new power, and really step into the newness of what I've learned, not only about myself, but what I have to move into. And so that's why I have not done my videos this week. And the studio is closed, so that's why I didn't have class last night. But exciting news on that point, I will be in the studio tonight with the beautiful soul sisters, Suze and Osuna, who is my web designer, an amazing creative mind. And because I have so many people asking me about teaching meditation, and my schedule really doesn't allow me to teach it privately anymore. But what I am actually doing now is we are going to be putting my classes into video form so that they can be accessed on my website. And so you can go at your own pace, you can revisit them again and again. So I'm actually excited about that. And that way we can, on these lives, whoever is tapping into that can ask questions or reach out to me. Or if you want to schedule private sessions from that, you can just do that right on my website. So, what is today's message? I'm moving through a lot of energy, and I had my progress chart done, and it really shed light on a lot of things that Spirit has been telling me. Some uncomfortable things that I'm meant to bring to light. And so I had my progress chart done, and now Lisa will be doing it, because it's always good to call upon your allies that you have on your inner circle, your soul allies. I mean, this is my, you can call it whatever you want, your tribe or whatever. I call it the circling of souls that are vibrating at the frequency that I'm vibrating at. And my circle is small, really small. And the more I evolve, the smaller and tighter it becomes. And so it's really important to reach out to those allies. And there are no overlaps in the way that we work. So I am so honored to reach out to my sisters to say, look, this is your area of expertise. Can you share that with me? And hiring them or working on trades with them. And I am very careful about who touches my body, whom I share space with. And so that circle is so small and so reverent to me. And so I reached out to her. So after she does this progress chart, then I'll be able to share more about exactly what I've moved through and why I took myself out of the fray. So the Ascended Masters that showed up for me today, the Divine Director, this is an intervention like I need it, right? Really what this is about, it's about moving into deeper integration. And so the intervention is stop playing small. I know it. And so that's why I'm taking the baby steps to do that. Hello to you too, Cotton 241. So that's what I'm moving through, and I understand why he showed up. And so thank you. Overcoming difficulties, saying that I've already made it past the worst of the worst. So now I'm like riding the current, right? I'm like going downhill. Whee! And Hina, she is the goddess of freedom. And I do feel completely liberated in this, though I'm being a bitch ass and not sharing it yet. I do feel liberated. And so, attachment, letting go. And so the attachment then becomes, it's comfortable where I'm at. I like being small. And I like the feeling of being safe. And so if I really embody what I'm supposed to in this human inception, I will no longer have the respite of seclusion and solitude. And so even though I deeply long for a partnership that will be a foundation to take me into that, I'm really not crazy about crowds and attention. But that's what I have to move into. And so I know that that's what that is. And it says letting go of fear. And wait till you hear like the culmination of today's spread is this next level. So, I mean, it's all just as always, my spreads are so synchronistic. So I got 2 8s today. 17 is an 8 and an 8 card. 8 is the repeating number of abundance. And so that's Spirit's way of telling me, it's okay. We're gonna catch you in this, and we are also gonna usher you into this. So it's okay. So that bit, like the scarcity bit, is like non-existent, right? The energy is gaining momentum. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's part of the exhaustion I feel. And so instead of allowing myself to be dragged, I've been running. And this is why I stepped away from the fray, because I'm exhausting myself, honestly. But running in spirit, I mean, not literally. Like, if I'm running and you ever see me run, you better run, because that means some shit's going down. Like, I always told my kids that then when they were small. If you see your mommy run, baby, run, okay? Like, run with mommy. And that ain't no joke. Anyhow, and so you're not for everyone. Yeah, no shit. So what I've been feeling also, and why I have taken myself out of the fray, like I said, because I don't want to open those portals right now while I'm integrating. It's kind of like the tortoise that kind of hides when his shell grows. That's kind of what I was doing this week. That's the best way to describe it, right? Because the shell becomes a little bit soft when it stretches, right? And Becca, haha, you don't run even for mountain lions. You know, I've done a lot of thinking about that this week, you witch. That's why you're getting your beautiful psychic sense into my ether. I thought about that a lot this week, Becca. And so what Becca's talking about, we were taking pictures before I left her in Colorado. It was actually my last night with you, wasn't it? The full moon. And she had this idea to go on a midnight drive, and it was beautiful, so beautiful. Colorado was like amazing, no, like hardly any light pollution, and we're there. And I started connecting with this pine tree, and the pine tree basically told me you're safe. And I felt so like out of body, at peace, and almost like the feeling of Novocaine running through my veins and my body, just like this really like grounded but expanded awareness. And I knew there was something beyond the tree, but the tree was between me and that thing, and it felt really big. And I was like, it doesn't feel like a bear, but it feels big. But I felt okay. And I was actually up the embankment and she was down. And I hear her, like, I kind of snapped out of this dreaminess. And she's like, Sherry, come on. And so I got in the car and she's like, why did you not run? And I was like, huh? I was like so out of it for a minute. I didn't even hear the growl. She said she heard the growl. I wish I would have heard the growl. That would have been like powerful. But yeah, so most definitely mountain lion, there lurking and maybe feeling the expanding, and just a warning. I don't feel that I was unsafe. I mean, the pine tree even told me like, you're safe. So I don't feel like I ever would have been mauled or attacked, because I was more spirit than human, especially in that space and time. It was just saying like, I'm aware of you. But anyhow, so yeah, just share that story. Thank you, Becca. But yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot this week. Not only the connection and the communication, the intricate web of communication from the trees, because I was actually shown that tree when I was in Big Sur. All the trees that I had ever like deeply connected with, that tree showed me like, I know what you're doing. So it's pretty cool. So this card, you're not for everyone. Why I've been feeling that, there's some feminine energy, to be exact, 2 feminine energies that are really like sending daggers through the ether at me. And that's why I did my post this morning. Like, I know my rank in spirit, and it's not a threat. You know how our parents always say, look, this is not a threat, this is a promise. And it's not a threat. It's just a warning, actually a heart-centered warning that I know my rank in spirit, and those that protect me in that realm can get really cranky. And I've seen it happen to people where they were punished very harshly for not being kind to me. And it's not me. I don't even put that thought into the ether ever. But like I say, I know I'm very protected, and those that protect me don't take it lightly. They take it very personally. And so you're not for everyone, which is true. No matter what I say or do, there will always be those that loathe me. And they loathe me because I am showing them their ugliest self. Not by behaving like that, but by behaving radically the opposite. So, sorry, but not sorry. DNA literally has shown up every day this week. I know, also taking myself out of the fray, that I am receiving a DNA upgrade. Hey, by the way, time 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you see ascending numbers like that in succession, that is a strong message from the divine that you are ascending, you are transcending. So high five everyone that is on this with me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So DNA has shown up every day this week. This is about DNA upgrades so that my physical body, my earth suit, can actually contain the seismic energy that I am. And I already know that I'm more spirit than human. I also know that my earth suit is not normal. I've been told it by practitioners that I've actually allowed to touch me, Becca being one. And those that are lucky enough to have her put hands on you, man, what a blessing. Leisha, my amazing acupuncturist. Steve Cummins, my chiropractor who is now retired. Isenia, who does my cranial. And so all these people know. And anyhow, I know. But I've been getting that card every day. 2525, which is a 7-7. So not only did I get the 8-8 today, I got the 7-7. 7-7 is spiritual ascension, spiritual growth. Just like yesterday, all 7s. So that 7s, I'm taking them into today. Awesome. So the fates talking about everything is as it should be, and there is no good or bad, it just is. So I am moving through the human experience. And so Petalite talks about being present. Petalite is one of the Amanda looked it up for me last time, and see, it slips my tongue again this time. is one of the 12 stones, and I can't remember exactly what they're called, but this is a petalite. This is a really gemmy, beautiful petalite. This is another really gemmy petalite. So these actually will help anchor you in the now, but make messages easier to translate. So if there is, because everyone has specific blocks, you choose them, right? That the lessons are the keys that unlock these doors into your higher self and your ascension. Petalite helps unlock those doors. So I'll be working with petalite today. And so the culmination of today's spread is beyond the threshold of fear. And just like I said, echoing this, letting go of the attachment and the fear. What this one talks about is fearlessness is really never the absence of fear. And I teach this, like true fearlessness is feeling the trigger of fear and being able to observe it and behave different. That's fearlessness. Fearlessness is never the absence of that spidey sense. It's important that you have that, because that's the discernment that helps you move, right? How should I move forward when I move forward? So it's good to have that. I mean, that's not what you get rid of. Being stifled by fear is the problem. And so this says I am reaching a new level of relationship with fear. And I am. So the message that I have been fearful around sharing, this is exactly why I reached out to my soul sister, Lisa, because Lolita has a very specific way that she delivers charts. And I've been working with her for years. And I love the way that she delivers. And I also, working with Lisa, love the way she delivers. And it's two completely different energies, but the marriage of those two energies together, when I combine them, is so powerfully teaching for me. And it helps me really next level my communion with self. And so I am moving differently. So instead of just discrediting that message, which Lolita actually gave to me years ago, and so now Spirit is kind of giving me the smackdown because I've been ignoring the message. I'm like, okay, I'm really resistant to it, to delivering the message, to claiming that for myself. One, I don't like titles, but really claiming who I am, because it is who I am. It's not just a label. So that's the fear around saying, it's too grand for me. And so that, being faced with that and saying, okay, I can no longer do this, because if I continue to ignore it, the universe will drag you and it will find a way to force you into that. And y'all, I don't want to come back. Like, this is why I hold myself accountable. This is why I am unwaveringly obedient to Spirit. This is why I do the work for myself and for the entire consciousness. Because I don't want to motherfucking come back. I don't want to. I don't desire that. I don't choose that for myself. So I allow myself to be witnessed doing this, so that hopefully it's inspiring. And that's my path. So anyhow, that's the message for today. I will be videoing my meditation classes tonight and getting those up on my website. So for those of you who have reached out to me, literally like 36 people in the past month, wanting me to teach meditation privately, and I don't anymore because I just don't have the time for that, and I'm booked out literally like weeks in advance. It would be really hard to do that. So this is the best way I can think to get that to you. And also, you know, sharing my Wednesday night classes live. Oh, Becca, I hope you're crying because you also, that resonates with you, because you are also doing that. I know. I love you. So that is that, and I will post the video for the Yoganili Prakriti. Today's message definitely is moving beyond the fear, but it's not, fearlessness is not absence of fear. It's having a new relationship with fear, having the compassion for it and behaving differently when it's triggered within you. So deep breath. I love you, and thank you all for sharing your most valuable commodity with me, your time and your energy. I so appreciate you. I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. Please forgive me. Thank you for this opportunity. I love you, I love you, I love you.